Sorry, I get awkward. I get like nervous talking about some of this stuff because it's not in my wheelhouse. But I noticed that the coverage was becoming a bit more reactionary.
Emma Vigeland of The Majority Report was once a host on the Young Turks with Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian. She did an interview with the guys at the Vanguard to talk about her time at TYT and what caused her to leave there. The guys at the Vanguard are doing a lot of interviews with people who are on the left and have had dealings with Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian. So I think this is really interesting and timely. So we're going to take a look at clips of Emma Vigeland on the Vanguard. I'm going to share my thoughts on this too. Let's check this out together.
And then eventually TYT did their fundraising drive for journalists in the wake of Trump's victory. So I got hired off of that. And it was really like from there on out, I was a full employee of TYT. I was able to get an apartment. And I just was on the road for them a lot, going to, cover Trump rallies and going to different campaign events. And it just became clear at a certain point that like I wasn't going to get much more money there. And
yeah, what was your experience like as an employee? How does Cenk treat his employees? Give us the tea. This is the Vanguard.
Well, look, I'm a host, so I think and producers I think have probably a different experience than the staff that try to unionize, right? And I know you've covered this for sure. Like,
like flies on shit.
I don't doubt it, but I was treated okay. I had the luxury of like being able to save up and live at home, right? And that was what got me by. But it still was not a lot of pay and a lot of, I don't know. I don't know how much you guys want to get into it or whatever, but I think
we'll get into it.
the hosts are treated well. I do think that like there was a lot of suppression of, I know there was a lot of suppression of that unionization effort. And so, even though I wasn't paid that well, I always felt like appreciated, but I was trying really hard to build up a New York operation in New York City, which like they weren't really that interested in. And I wanted to do a show remotely from New York, which they weren't that interested in. They wanted me to move out to LA. My now fiance, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, had just lived in LA and he didn't want to move back there. And so like, it was like, I'm making 5 figures. Should I leave this relationship that I'm really excited about to go move out there, but still do the same thing? And like, I asked Cenk that and he was kind of like, yeah, you should. I'm like, why? No.
I can't imagine an employer saying, I mean, I've never had anybody say this to me. Maybe you have, I don't know, but I can't imagine an employer saying, oh yeah, leave your fiance, your long-term relationship for this job. That's pretty strange.
No, like you guys want me to do the same thing and be on the road all the time. I'm going to do that from New York. I'm not going to move out there, and you're not really offering me any more pay. And it's a little presumptuous for you to tell me that I shouldn't be in this relationship anymore to go and work out there where like I'm not going to be the main host. I would only at most be a supplemental host. So it just became clear to me that I had to leave. And it wasn't, honestly, it was less the treatment, because I did have, and I was really close friends with Ana at this point, or I thought, and other people there like John and some of the folks behind the scenes, like great people behind the scenes. They're like Cassie and Mary, and I mean, JR and all these folks I really like there. But it was more just like Sam and I had spoken, been speaking for a while. I would be the main co-host here, and I would be able to be based in Brooklyn. And and at the end of the day, sorry, I get awkward. I get like nervous talking about some of this stuff because it's not in my wheelhouse. But I noticed that the coverage was becoming a bit more reactionary. Even then, yeah.
So that's interesting because Emma Vigeland has been, I don't know exactly when it was that she started at Majority Report, but it's been a few years. So people kind of act like this turn to the right, this perceived turn to the right, depending on your viewpoint, with Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur, where they're going on these different right-wing shows like Glenn Beck's show and Charlie Kirk's show and all of that this just kind of happened in the last few months. But Emma Vigeland here is saying that, she could see that when she was there, that it was reactionary. That's been a few years ago.
And I had conversations with someone else who left at the same time, who also was saying, I don't know about the business side of things. They may have overextended themselves in certain areas. And you could probably see
Clearly
why
they have. Yeah.
Polymarket sponsorship happens. It was the right decision. And it was a great experience for me in the sense of my gut said, I don't think this is going well for them. There's a lot of expenses here that don't seem to make sense. The main show is becoming more reactionary, and I don't necessarily know if it meets the moment. I'm concerned that they've plateaued or on the decline. And then what does that mean for me? I could leave now and I could work with someone who I really respect and learn from him. And that's what I did. And my gut was right. And it's the best move I've ever made. Best decision I've ever made in my life. And, Sam is, I was saying this to him the other day, but I learned so much from him. And he's just been I don't know if he's ever said no to me about time off or request I've had or anything. He's just very
pushover seater. Let's go. Everybody apply at the Majority Report FM. It's a soft seat.
So that was long-winded, but great
answer.
That's my background.
Wow. I mean, really appreciate the insights into what it was like at the beginning working for the Young Turks. And also, I mean, you really did get out at the right time. It's kind of crazy that you were able to see those red flags, because basically everything that you felt came true. All of that came true, not just with the finances, but with the reactionary direction of the network. And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious you made the right choice in retrospect.
So for people that have been following along with this drama with Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian at the Young Turks, with all of these different progressive hosts coming out and saying how concerned they are that, they've sold out or they've abandoned their values, or however you want to look at it. We've had Kulinski and Mondale Robinson, Krystal Ball. Emma Vigeland has been talking about this for a little while now, and how, she was very close with Ana Kasparian and loved her like a friend, or loved her like her sister. I forget exactly how she put it. So, this is Emma Vigeland saying that this was a thing several years ago. So I've been watching, I like all of these channels, and I know people are really mad at Cenk and Ana. I still think they do some good things, even though, I don't agree with everything that they're doing. And I don't think, you have to agree with every single take that one of these channels has, in my opinion. But I've been watching the Young Turks, I think, before they actually were on YouTube. I think they started on YouTube around 2005, and I think I was watching them just when the show was just on their website. So I've been watching them for a long time. And Majority Report, I want to say I've been watching since 2010 or 2011, something like that. So I don't know. But so, I've been a fan of both of these channels for a long time, but I do think it's sad that Cenk and Ana have made this turn. It seems like it was in the works for a long time, and, they've really taken a hit with their views, it seems, if you go and look at their view count over the last couple of months. But the guys on the Vanguard, they have been really on top of this. They've seemed to really build up their channel over the last few months by covering this, and they've had a bunch of these different hosts on to talk about Cenk and Ana, which Cenk and Ana aren't particularly happy about that. So if you're interested in seeing more of this, go and check out the Vanguard channel. And if you're not somebody that watches Emma Vigeland and Sam Cedar on the Majority Report, check out their channel too, because they're one of the absolute best progressive channels out there. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. And I am trying to build up my progressive channel as well. I'm up over 50,000 subscribers, so I'm small compared to the Young Turks and the Majority Report, but I want to continue to grow. So if you like what I'm doing, please give me a like and subscribe. This is Chris on Culture. I will see you in the next video.